Hey everyone, we're finally back with another tutorial. This video is the first part of a free masterclass where I will be recreating some of my best motion graphics scene that I've made for my clients. So stick around to the end and stay tuned for the next part. All the assets and links can be found in my Discord server. The link to join is in the description below. And now, let's dive in. Once we are in After Effects, let's start by breaking down our scenes. Let's start by creating new composition. So click Make New Composition. Make sure it's 1920 by 1080. And the frame rate is 29.97, and then hit OK. The first step, we're gonna start by adding a new solid layer. So go to New, Solid, and make sure the color here is white. Then you're gonna go through and make our gradient background. In order to make it, you're gonna select pen tool here. Make sure that here fill is set to blue, let's say, for this one, and the stroke is set to 0. Then follow me and draw this shape and hit Y from the keyboard so we can move the anchor point here and make sure the anchor point is in the center or in the bottom of this shape. After that, we're going to select the shape layer, then hit Ctrl D to duplicate it and rotate it like this. Just change the color to pink. Then we're going to duplicate it again and move it here and change the color to orange. Once you have done with this step, we're going to select one of those shape layer and apply the reverse displace effect to it. You're going to set the amount to 150 and the size to 80. Then while holding Alt and from the keyboard, click on the evolution stopwatch here. Then an expression panel is going to appear here. Just type time star 88 or any value. So we have this animation. If it's too much, you can make it a bit slower. Let's say 48. And we can reduce the amount a bit. Perfect. Then you can apply fastbox blur effect to it and increase the blur radius to something around 100. Then we're going to select both effects here, hit Ctrl C to copy them and place them on those two shape layers. After we're done with this, we're gonna go to layer new and add the new null object. Make sure it's in the center here. Then we're gonna link all those three layers with dot null object. While selecting the null object, we're gonna hit R from the keyboard up with the rotation. Hold Alt from the keyboard and click on the stopwatch here. Then you're gonna type time, let's say 66. So you have those elements spinning around like this. For the final step, you're gonna just pre-compose all layers. Then you're gonna apply Gaussian blur effect to it and just increase the radius here. And make sure to reduce the opacity so it's blend well with the scene. Now moving up to the next step, we're gonna start by adding our text. So let's type it here. Now we're gonna add our text animation. I'm not gonna explain this text effect here, so you can just follow Stephen here. You're gonna learn how to make the same effect that I'm gonna use. Give it a shot right now, then go back and continue watching this video. Or you can just get my preset that I'm using from the link in the description below. So I'm just gonna apply it. You see, this is our text animation. Just gonna hit U from the keyboard twice, so it's open this panel. Then from here, we're gonna change the color to purple. Let's hit U from the keyboard again. Then we're gonna add space here between those two words, so we can add our timber card. We're gonna go for the free pick and type this, so you can get those results. You can use whatever you want. We're gonna use this one, so just select it and hit download. You will have it as an EPS file, so you can't import it to After Effects. So to do this, you need to open Illustrator first and import this file into Illustrator so you can edit it. As you see here, we have a lot of timbers, so I'm just gonna use this one. So select it, hit Ctrl X to cut it, then make a new layer here and hit Ctrl or Command F to paste it. Then you can remove the rest. So just gonna save it again. Make sure to save it as Adobe Illustrator file format so you can open it in After Effects. Hit save. Then we're just gonna import it into After Effects. Make sure to select composition here and layer size so you can get it as a comp. When we are in the comp here, right click on that layer and go to create and create shape from vector. Just gonna copy it and paste it in our comp. Let's move it here and you can rotate it. As you see here, we have 3 group layers. You can remove this one as it's a shadow, I think, and we have those 2. The first one, which is this gray one, as we have in the video, you need to change the color. So you can go here and select linear gradient. Then you can click here and change the gradient colors as you want. Next up, you're gonna go to flat icon and search for a gift box. So we have those icons here. We did use this one, so you can just download it as PNG and use it. Then just simply import it in After Effects. We're gonna scale it down a bit and move it at the center of this layer. Let's rotate it a bit. Next up, we're gonna drag my dot box icon with dot shape layer behind. Then simply we're just gonna unhide dot shape layer, but when we move the gift box icon as you see here, it doesn't show only through dot gradient layer. So in order to fix this, we're gonna duplicate this layer and move it down. Then we're gonna go to the track mode layer, and from here we're just gonna remove the group 2 layer. So it will be shown only through dot gradient layer. And you can link this one with the one at the bottom. Add a new null object. Then you're gonna link the text and this one with the null object. And you can link the box icon with this shape layer. Hit U while selecting the text layer. Move this keyframe to the left, to the right, so extend the duration of the animation. Then when it shows only 2 words, you can add a new keyframe here. Duplicate it and move it to the right. So we have a little pause here between the 2 words. Now we're gonna animate this car timber. So to do this, we're gonna hit P, R, and S from the keyboard to open the position, scale, and rotation keyframes. I'm gonna add keyframes here. Then we're gonna move at the beginning. Then you're gonna move it to the bottom, rotate it to the right, and you're gonna scale it down to 0. We're gonna move the last keyframes a bit to the left. Then while selecting all the keyframes and using the bouncer plugin, make sure it's selected here, then hit bounce it. So we can add a bouncing animation. We can make it better by sequencing the keyframes. Lastly, we're gonna add the drop shadow effect here. Just copy my settings here. Then we can animate the gift box icon using the position and rotation and scale keyframe. We're gonna apply the same effects we did with the timber card and on the same bounce effect. Now we're gonna select the null object. We're gonna add a position keyframe here at the end after all the animation is done. Then we're gonna move a bit at the beginning. Let's move this timber card animation to the right a bit. And then we're gonna move the text and all the elements to the right. Select all keyframes, ease them, and you can just copy my graph here. Let's move it to the right a bit. Then we're gonna add another null object, and we're gonna link the first one with the second one or the new one. And before the animation is done, we're gonna add another keyframe. Then we're gonna move everything to the left again. Then select all keyframes and just copy my graph here. Perfect. Now we're gonna pre-compose the gift box icon and the timber card. Make sure to select the raster size option here to have the highest quality possible of the element. You can move the anchor point here. Then you're gonna move it at its position as it was before. Then we're gonna link it again with that null object. Now we're gonna add the paper tear animation or the ripping animation. So to do this, you can select this comp, then go to the pen tool, and you're gonna draw this path here. So just follow me. Then you're gonna duplicate it and move these points to this side here, and you can add new points. Then you're gonna duplicate one more time and move all the points to this side here. If you noticed here, we have small gaps here, so to fill them, we're gonna select each comp and just move it around a bit. If you saw any issues here related to shadow, just make sure that the masks aren't like getting into each other, so you don't have like darker spots than other ones. So now you're gonna select each comp and you're gonna move the anchor point for this one here, and for the second one here, and for the third one here. Now we're gonna add position rotation keyframes for all three comps and move here. When all the animation is done, then we're gonna move them and rotate them around. Select all keyframes and ease them. Then go to the graph editor and just copy my graph here. Then at the end, make sure to enable the motion blur for all layers, so we have this animation. You can just make it smoother by moving those keyframes a bit further. Then lastly, we're just gonna add a bouncing animation for the text. So hit P for position. Then I'm just gonna move it to the top a bit, and just using the bouncer plugin, add the bouncing effect. Now we're gonna move to the second scene, but before we're gonna make a transition to the second scene. To do this, we're just gonna add a null object. Then we're gonna link this null with the new null object. Let's add position keyframe here. Then we're just gonna move everything to the left. Then easy is the keyframe and copy my graph. Then once we are at the middle of this animation, you're gonna go here and cut out all the layers, and you can add a fade out effect using the opacity keyframes for all of them. We're gonna start by adding our text. So we're just gonna copy the text from first scene and link it and move the position animation from it and move it at the center. You change text and type our text here. Then we can scale it a bit and move it to the left. We need a clock icon here, so you can find the one that I did use in this Figma file here. I'll put it with the asset in the description below, so check it out. We have this glass icons here, and we're gonna use this one. If you have an overlord plugin, so it's paid plugin, I use it to import items from Figma to After Effects directly. But if you don't have it, don't worry. You can just come here to export the icon as an SVG file. Then go to Illustrator again. So we'll have this SVG file here. So just drop it in Illustrator. Then you're just gonna go here, select this icon here, and check release to layers build. So you have everything out separated layer. Then just drag them and drop them out the original layer. Then simply just save it as an Illustrator file as we did before. Then you can just import it into After Effects as we did before. I have overload plugin, so I'm just gonna use it. So select the icons and that you want to export and hit this icon here, and here it is. I'm just gonna scale it and move it to the right, and I'm gonna try to adjust those effects a bit. Yeah, that's perfect, I think. Let's move this layer here, and I'm gonna select both layers and link them with this third norm object. We change the color here to blue. Now we're gonna remove this animation, we don't need it. We're gonna cut this clock layer here. Then we're gonna double click on the center, so we have this vector, so you can animate it. Hit Y from the keyboard, so you can move the anchor point of the shape layer to the center. Then just hold Alt and click on the rotation. Then we're gonna type our expression time 88. You can increase the amount so it turns faster. That's perfect. We're gonna add non-object and link the clock with that non-object. We can move the anchor point of the non-object here on the center of the clock. Then we're gonna add position keyframe for the non-object and move it here. Let's add the motion animation. We can adjust it here. Then we're gonna add scale and rotation keyframes for the clock shape itself. Then we're gonna add the same bounce effect. On this scale, we're gonna do trick here, so we're not gonna scale it like to 0. We're just gonna add an horizontal scale. So we're gonna reduce this first value here. Can move this rotation. So I have this perfect animation. Now we're gonna add another null object as we did before. Here, make sure to link this one with any one of those. So let's say this one, for example. Add the position keyframe here. Then when the animation is done, we're gonna move everything to the left. Before we're gonna link it, as we did here. Then move everything to the left, so we have the clock at the center. Then just use the keyframe and copy my graph. And while everything is moving to the left, we're gonna add fade out animation to the text using the mask. So let's add simple mask here. Then hit M from the keyboard twice so you open the mask options, add the mask path, and you can increase the feather. Let's say 22. Then when everything is moving to the left, you can select the mask and move it to the left so we hide this text. Then just use the keyframes and apply the same graph. Now once we are here, we're gonna move up to the next animation. We need to remove all those like elements from the clock. So to do this, you're gonna select them all just from here. We need to select this one too. Perfect. We're done selecting them all. We're gonna add an opacity keyframe from here. Then we're just gonna scale the opacity down to 0. To make it a bit faster. Perfect. Now we can add a new text layer, so you can duplicate this one. Let's remove the mask and we're gonna type a new text here. So and duplicate it and let's type our second text. If it's not centered, we can just move everything a bit to the left here. And yeah, that's perfect. Next up, we're gonna add position keyframe for our two layers, text layers. Then you're gonna move this one to the left and this one to the right. Then select both keyframes and add the bouncer expression. And you're gonna add fade in animation using the opacity. You're gonna adjust the bounce in expression here. You're just gonna copy it and paste it. You're gonna select this circle over here, and we need to add a morphing effect. So it goes from a circle to a rectangle or rounded rectangle here. It's already an ellipse layer, so I think we can move it, but we can fix this by selecting this ellipse vector here and make sure we have a rounded rectangle tool. Then we're gonna draw a new circle. So we have our ellipse here and our rectangle here. We need to apply a gradient fill effect to it. It's already applied, so we're just gonna remove the ellipse. And we can reduce the opacity a bit. Let's make it 55. And now you can add the morphing effect. Then we're gonna go here and check the link size here. And you're gonna increase this value. You can add scale keyframe too. Nice. Now we need to move those text layers, but in order to preserve our bouncing expression or animation, we're gonna add a new non-object for each layer, each text layer. And we're gonna link this one, the one on top, and this one with this one. And make sure that both are linked with first null. Then once we have this animation starting out, we can add position, move here, and you're gonna move each text layer to the left or to the right. And make sure to apply the same for all layers. Now we need to have this color changing from this blue gradient to red. So we're just gonna add a keyframe here, move bit and change the gradient to red. You can increase the opacity here. We have this like blue shadow layer, so you need to animate all the shadow colors here, or we have an option, an easy option, so you can just duplicate it. Then you're gonna move all layers except a rectangle layer. And you're gonna remove all the shadows. Then for the second one, we're just gonna remove the rectangle layer here. Now you can just go here and just increase the opacity of this one. Nice. Now we're gonna add a new text layer. Let's apply this numbers script to it. You can get it from the link in the description below. You're gonna scale it down up a bit. Change the color to white. Then we're gonna add $sign here and increase this counter. Let's say 5k. Add a numbers keyframe here and animate it going from 0 to 5k. I'm gonna make this bold. You can increase the size of this rounded rectangle from here. Let's add drop shadow effect to it. Only you need to add a minus before the $sign. So hit U twice on the keyboard. Go to the bottom here and just add a minus here. Or not here, so you can try the one above. Yeah, that's it. Now we need to make this shown only through that rectangle layer. So we're just gonna duplicate it and track matte it with this one. And make sure that the opacity here is set to 100. Then we're gonna duplicate it once more. Now we're gonna move all keyframes and make sure it's red. Then we're gonna remove scale, expression, and everything. Even this size, you can just like scale it like this. Then you're gonna open this size or scale. You can increase it. And maybe you can go back and decrease the size so it match it like this on the roundness. Now we're gonna move it to the bottom. We can reduce the opacity, and we're just gonna add scaling up. So just follow my steps here, and just gonna cut it here. You're gonna scale it down a bit. Perfect. Just gonna increase the size here. That's good. So you're gonna move text to the left and the right a bit furthermore. That's nice. And also you're gonna add a solid layer. Let's apply a fade effect to it. Make sure it's red. And then you just reduce the opacity. Let's make it 22. And animate it going from 0 to 22. Once this circle extended or moved out to rectangle. Now, once the counter hit like 5k, we're gonna move to the last scene. So we're gonna add a transition. So let's add a position here. Move 20 frames and move the words to the center. Apply this graph. Go back with 20 frames. Then we're gonna scale those bubbles. So let's add size. Can you move this one? Let's add size keyframe for each layer. Then move 10 frames and increase this value to 0. Perfect. And once everything is done, like before the animation ends with 3 or 4 frames, I'm gonna hit Ctrl D to cut everything. Then we're gonna add opacity keyframe, so we add fade out effect. Set everything to 0. And for the last scene, we're gonna add a text. You change the color to black, or you're gonna copy it and we're gonna duplicate the text we used before, as it's the same effect. We just need to remove the mask, paste text again here. We're gonna move it to the center. We just need to change the blue color to purple. Lastly, we can add an adjustment layer right here. Let's apply fast possible effect to it, increase the radius, and apply chromatic aberration effect. You can get it from the description below. Then we're going to select the ellipse tool, add the mask over here, invert it, and increase the feather. Then lastly, we're going to scale this layer. You can maybe increase the radius, blue radius a bit. You can scale this down and maybe reduce the font weight. We can change this color, this one, add position keyframe, then move it to the left while the typing animation is going in. Just need to apply add blinking cursor, so we have this typing. And move it here. Make sure to enable motion blur for all layers, and now we have this scene. Here we have a small issue. And now we are done.